This episode, I'm going to be asking questions in the Grand Hall. Initially, I thought I was going to just come up with my own questions and try to remember things. But then I went on the Wikipedia and then I saw the countless amount of things you can ask them. And I thought, this is going to be way too hard for me to keep track of things that I already asked. So what I've decided is I'm just going to go on the Wikipedia and I'm going to go through the list one by one that way, just to make sure I'm not repeating questions. And it's much easier I don't have to remember questions I've already asked, basically. Okay, so we're going to get started. You are greeted with towering figurines. They are sitting idle next to huge dining tables. You get ominous vibes from them, but at the same time, there's a peaceful and still atmosphere filling the air. New Gods says, welcome. You have earned 3 questions. Use them wisely. Ask anything you want to. What subject do you want to know more about? I'm going to start with this. I'm going to go with places first, and then people, and then other, and then enemies, and all that. All right, let's get started. Bosnia. No! Oh my god. Okay, there we go. I got it to work this time. Bosnia, which is the origin of the Western civilization. Many of us come from the land in which olive trees bloom and people bathe in the sun. Wait, that's it? Okay then. Gonna try Bohemia. The kingdom that is situated towards the eastern parts of Europa, the kingdom of Bohemia has been caught in a crossfire between the kingdom of Rondon and Eastern sanctuaries multiple times in recent history. Okay, ran out of questions, just gonna load and reset. Alright, Dark Continent. What? Maybe the C has to be lowercase? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Lowercase and uppercase really matters. Alright, whatever. The continent of the world, Old World Order, a land unknown for the most parts in the Western world. Even us, the new gods, know little of this part of the world. The continent is tightly connected to the older gods. Dungeons. The dungeons of fear and hunger are ancient, almost as old as the city. They have seen many different ages. They have always worked as a nexus between multiple different planes of existence. In current era, the kingdom of Rondon built prison sections over the ancient tomes. They most likely tried to use the nightmarish rumors about the tomes to their own advantage, but little did they know that such darkness could not be contained. Jataya, the holy city of the eastern sanctuaries, originally the homeland of the older god Almir, a hotspot for all trading, be it from east or west. Mahabir, the city of the gods. Once we took over the city from the older gods, we decided to reside here. Still, some remnants of the older gods still linger in the city. Time and space do not follow the same rules here. Sun doesn't warm you, and death is not the same once you walk these streets. Okay, so this word, I thought Mahabir and Mahavir are the same thing, but apparently not, so I'm curious to see what they're going to say about this. Mahavir, the language always changes. Mahavir is what was known as Mahabir. Ah, okay, so they are related. The city of the gods. Once we took over the city from the older gods, we decided to reside here. Oh, we already seen this. Oh, we already seen that. Wow. I can't believe they let you do that. Oldegard. No! I spelt it wrong. Not without the E. Oldegard. The northern kingdom that has stayed independent for the most part. Known for their iron will and advanced ships that sail even to the most western continents. Outside world. You've seen the outside, right? That's where you came after all. Did you forget already? The world of humans is in chaos. They are waiting for their savior. Someone to lift them from misery and agony. Someone to stop endless wars. Someone to cleanse them from their diseases. Someone to destroy the old world order and the older gods that were the cause of the dark times. Damn, I feel like some of these are biased, like, oh, older gods and dark times and older gods are bad. Look at us, we're the new gods, we're better, right? I'm getting that vibe from them anytime they mention older gods. Rehival, a medium-sized city situated in northern Bohemia. Citizens of Prehevel are known for their passionate worship of Valmir and the unknown gods, old gods from beyond the blue sky. The scholars of the area know surprisingly much of astrology, for human that is. Rondon. The great western kingdom of Rondon, the center of western civilization. It was once formed out of hundreds of small warring nations and tribes to fight under one flag. This place. What? Oh, come on. I'm gonna try lowercase. This place. Oh, there we go. The Wikipedia said to uppercase the P, but I was wrong. This is the Grand Hall, of course. New gods reside here. Once our reign has seen its end. That's it? Vinland. The continent of the old world order. A land unknown for most parts in the Western world. Even us, the new gods, know little of the continent. Guess they don't have much to say about it. Oh, this is going to be interesting because I've actually been in the Void, so I wonder what kind of stuff they'll say about this. How do you know about the Void? Oh, I know, alright. This is truly curious. I've been in the Void, sir. The Void is... It is the other side of the coin, so to speak. If your world is the other side, that is. Some also call it the true Mahabir. It is a correct term in a sense that it is indeed the plane where the older gods were set to exist once upon a time. I'm afraid even our knowledge is limited when it comes to the Void. It is the plane where ascension is finally possible. Wow, they must really look up to this Void area. They're like, oh, how do you know about the Void? Well, the Void, only special ones can know about it. Thus all of us have spent an eternity searching its empty corners. Wow. Even they are shook about it. So that's it for the places. And now I'm going to move on to people, starting with the Ancient One. Ancient One. Oh my god, the Wikipedia says to uppercase the... Oh. Please work. Okay, I'm never uppercasing the second letter of the word. Or the second word of the first letter. A soul that radiates the light of an older god. The soul has formed itself inside the body of a little girl. Oh. Oh, I understand now. That's why we had to fight the little girl. Because the soul was inside the girl and she had no control over it, and thus, inside it was the god of fear and hunger. The mother of the Ancient One is the Endless One, and the father is the man from prophecies. The Endless One? You mean the granny? Oh, maybe Nilvin. I can't remember which one it was. No, it was Nilvin. Nilvin. So the mother of the Ancient One is the Endless. Okay. Oh, I see. So Nilvin is the mother of God of Fear and Hunger. And the father is from the prophecies. I don't know who that could be. The results of such unholy union are unfamiliar to us. Damn, even these guys are lost about it. Beltel. What? Okay, maybe I gotta try something else. I gotta say, this is very peaceful. Like, I feel like no more fighting, no more strategy, no more running away from dark halls. Just pure, calm, talking, and learning more about this game. Okay, maybe I should try Beth. Here we go, Bethel. The new god of enlightenment that preceded Najra, the grand libraries. Oh, so is this Valtiel? Wait, Beltel? Beltel? Is that just Valtiel? I'm confused. He created the grand libraries to store immense knowledge the world holds. He wished that the archives would one day surpass the knowledge and wisdom of the older gods. Every new god of enlightenment would, from then on, dedicate their cycle at the libraries to a certain subject they would decide themselves. Oh, so maybe Belthel is the very first original enlightenment, and then so came Veltiel, and then afterwards it was Najra? Or was it Najra and then Veltiel? Like, I don't really know the order. Next on the hit list is Kahara. Kahara of the South. He originates from the Eastern Sanctuaries, a bastard child left on his own at a very young age. Somehow this poor soul found his way to these dungeons. Yeah, because he was poor and then someone's like, hey, do you want to make some quick cash? Okay, well, go to this dungeon and rescue this captain and we'll give you some silver coins. And he was desperate. Oh, that's all they have to say about him? That's unfortunate. So I think, so I just asked Chambara, Ron Chambara, when he still walked among men as a mere mortal. So I think Chambara is the tormented one? Once a poet, he believes no great art can be achieved without pain and suffering. He now continues the same principle as a new god. I think that was the tormented one we saw in the tormented Temple of Torment. Darcy. Why not? Because I spelled his name wrong. It's with an E and not an I. Darcy. The trusted knight of the propheticized one. She seems awfully dim standing next to the blinding shimmer of the one. And the one I think she's talking about is Lagarde. So I think they're just calling her kind of oblivious to the fact that Lagarde is this big shot and she doesn't recognize it. But it might be wrong to misjudge her potential. That's it? Oh, that's unfortunate. Enki. One of the more notorious dark priests of the modern age. We would not be surprised if he was to rise and become the new enlightened one. It is true. I feel like Enki has it in him to become an actual god. He's smart. He's sacrificed his sister. He killed his sister and then raised her body as a necromancer. Like, he has like the iron will and like willingness to do really horrible things. I feel like he would be fitting as a new god. That's it? Man, they don't really have a lot to say about the starting characters. Forgotten One. In the books and legends, he goes by the name Forgotten One, or the Fifth One. But his birth name is Nosramis. Oh! Is it now? What? Maybe I remember reading this, but I guess like at this time I didn't know about this. Wow, interesting. That's it? That's all you're gonna say about it? Come on, it was getting really good. Bran Sauce, the dominating one. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The new god of the current era, he rose to power in pursuits for more strength to unify the warring lands. Selfishly, he has taken over the Golden Temple and tries to rule Mahabir with his iron fist. He deserves to die. Whoa, damn. They really hate him. Why is there so much hate? I guess when you're like really cocky and dominating and you're just laughing at people's struggles and all that, it becomes pretty easy for everyone to hate you, even the new gods. Girl, a pure being in which both strength of the new gods and a seed of the man from the prophecies come together. Never in the written history has there been a similar situation. It is truly exciting, isn't it? I'm not quite sure I understand. Why is this exciting? We can expect great things from her. She's been silent all along. What do you mean? I guess I don't know much about her, but they do. Iki Torso? These peculiar beasts run wild in the deepest forest of Europa. They got a clear alignment with the older god Venushka. What the hell? I remember hearing Venushka, but now that I've completed the game, I don't know anything about her or it. But what exactly this connection, we do not know. The Iki Torso are known to rise from their slumbering during the times when the nature is under threat. Oh, I really want to like them describe, like maybe I encountered it in a game, maybe a monster, maybe like a night lurker. I try king. The older gods, before their departure, nominated a king to rule the Mahabir and mankind. It's all fallacy. We, as the new gods, rule the Mahabir now. Well, how do you know you're not a fallacy and there's a greater power above you? Guess you really don't know, because a king doesn't know that they're ruling over them. Alright, Lady of the Moon. I really hope... Oh no, I can just say Lady of Moon. Moon. There we go. Please, 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 please work. Oh my god! What did I do wrong there? Okay, so you have to make sure you capitalize the moon and Lady of Moon, otherwise they won't understand it. So they read, we do not know much about her. She's the servant of the moon god, the older one. The moon god has his motivation to meddle with the act in the process, but we do not understand him. That's all? Yeah, some of these are just really short, and I just want to know more about it. The next one is me. What you are to become is up to you. Wow, that is the shortest one yet. Like 6 words. Miro. Oh, we can ask about the developer. Miro. There are things and being even we don't talk about. Beings that come from the unknown beyond the blue skies. That's cool that they added themselves in there. I'm gonna try typing in moon. I'm asking about the moon god here. Moon, trickster god, also known as the moon god. He is one of the last older gods to still observe mankind. He is one of the last older gods. Isn't Grogoth alive? Anyways, he's a jealous kind. He would not share the godhood and the world order with humans and the new gods. He has many ploys to diminish our influence. Of course, an older god is going to try to contest your influence, isn't it? It's not just him. Alright, new god. Older gods left us without answers in the times of peril. Were meant to take matters to their own hands. We had to form. We are many, as you can see, but we have taken a seat in the grand hall for now to let the new ones reign for their time. Oh, wait a minute, it's all coming together now. So, isn't Nosramis supposed to be one of them? But I guess Nosramis just took their own path and he was forgotten, or she was forgotten. Nilvan, the god of beauty. The new goddess. She believes in the endless potential of the mankind, that anything can be within reach if you try hard enough. So the god of hope, or the god of copium. She's aware of the end of an era and is desperately looking for a way to continue her reign beyond her destined lifetime. She believes Lagarde holds the key to eternal existence? Why does she believe that? What? And then you're not going to expand on that? Come on, man. I swear, it just starts to get juicy and then they just stop talking and just blue ball you. I want to know more. Speaking of the devil, Nosramis. He was part of the fellowship that consisted of the 4 of the current new gods. Yeah, there you go. He was supposed to be part of you guys. He supposedly understood the true nature of the greater scheme and thus refused his ascension. Oh, so he's like even more enlightened than you guys, I guess? He sees things that you guys don't, maybe? I don't know. Interesting why he rejected it, though. I feel like a new god's position is better than what he is right now. Or maybe, I don't know. He knows more than I do. I'm not going to judge him. He has since forgotten in our eyes and must be left in the darkness for the time he will rot. Oh, damn. These new gods are showing shade at Nosramis with saying he will rot. Ugh. They don't like him at all. There must have been some sort of conflict between these two, or between these 4. He really doesn't like him. Old gods. That's funny, you see new gods, and then old gods at the beneath it. Anyways, the original gods, they have forsaken the mankind. We must take matters to our own hands. Very self-righteous of you guys. They have not been present in the memories of any of us, only their traces remain. Oh, you know when we fought Grogoth? And it said traces of Grogoth. This is what it's talking about. Oh, okay, wait. So the trickster god is the only one that's actually left. He's not a trace. He's actually still alive. But Grogoth, he's just a trace. Oh, I see. That it's all adding up now. Old Guardian. The figurine created by the older gods to protect the golden temple of the true king. He has seen millennia go by, but still the fool waits for a false prophecy. Damn, these guys are just harsh, calling them fools. I thought it was quite honorable for him to just wait that long to serve a purpose for his king to be worthy enough. And then he even fought against us to the death. That's very honorable, I feel like. Although a little bit foolish, I do agree, but still, can't be saying bad things about him. I have no idea what this is. Percale and the group associated with that figure. You might recognize them by the body paint covering their faces and body. Oh, the cave dwellers? Maybe? Is that what he's talking about? They are but leeches leeching on the older gods, pursuing their own agenda. Leeching on the older gods. So there is the god of depths right there. So are they just leeching off him? Is that what they're saying? Miserable figures. Or maybe I hope that's the cave dwellers that they're talking about. Makes it much more easier to contextualize. Alright. I've waited for this. The most mysterious man, the legend, the myth himself, Pocket Cat. A servant of the trickster god, the moon. His motivations lie in the path laid out by the older god. Unfortunately, even we don't understand his mysterious ways. Oh, damn! He is so mysterious. These people don't even understand it. That's crazy. I don't... Because it seemed like the Pocket Cat just serves rear. And so they should know that. Because he even admitted to himself. He's like, oh, master, what should I do? We even heard him say. So these guys should also hear it. Or would have also heard it. Anyways. On to the next one. Alright, this one was hard to spell out. I really hope that looks good. No, it doesn't. Okay, I was missing the V. Hopefully this is correct. No. Okay, like this. Please. Ragnarvolder. Oh my god, thank you. It's correct. I spelled that right. An intimidating figure for sure. Seemed like even northern brute like him can appreciate finesse and knowledge. Yeah, are we the one speaking? Like, we're the main character. We are Ragnarvolder, and we're actually appreciating everything they're saying. So I guess they're kind of right. The Tainted One. I've never heard of this one. Maybe I have, I just didn't remember. What an oddly specific thing to ask. The Tainted One is, of course, one of us. One of the many who sits in the Grand Hall. Oh, I bet he was mentioned when they're talking about the four gods the four pilgrims that like went on to become the new gods. Person born with a soul that is tainted, and who then rose to the new godhood. That's it. I guess they don't want to rat out their buddies too much. So the fact that I can ask this question means that the Tormented One and Chambara are two different things. So I was wrong about that. Oh, no, never mind. I got it. We've already seen this. Yep, we already seen this. We don't have to do it again. Venushka. This sounds like a Russian thing. Venushka. The older god that came to be from the union of Sylvan and Grugoroth. Venushka is synonymous with the nature. The god appears in different forms in different regions of the world. This is only natural as the nature itself appears in different forms around the world as well. That doesn't tell me anything. It's just something about nature and then nothing. Oh, this next one. If you thought Ragnarvolder was hard to spell, get a load of this. How do you even pronounce that? Yugegetsu? Yugegetsu. An old warrior deity worship in the far reaches of the eastern sanctuaries. I believe we found his armor when the mine collapsed. And so I assume, and like there was a skeleton of him, and I assume that's Yugegetsu, and I think he's probably like Japanese or something. Yugegetsu seems to become more significant during the times of peace, when the warriors left without a purpose. Warriors of all kind would travel the world in search for this deity, to challenge it to a duel, to give purpose to their otherwise meaningless existence. Damn, these gods are awfully judgy. What is your purpose? What do you exist for, gods? You. Older gods left us without answers in the times of peril. For men to take matters to their own hands, we had to form. So I guess they're talking about the purpose right now. That's so funny. This is like almost a response to my question. We are many, as you can see. There's only 4 of you. We have taken a seat in the Grand Hall for now to let the new ones reign for their time. Wait, what? So you have new gods, and then you have new gods that are not seated here that are taking their time. Jesus Christ, that's so many gods to think about. See, I can only handle 4. Gorgoroth, Almir, Forgotten One, or the God of Depths, and then Sylvian, or did I already repeat that? Gorgoth, Almir, yeah. 4. Just too much to keep track of anything more than that. And that covers everything about people. On the next one, we have other. Okay, so we have Brain Flower. Just like how the black changes the humans, it also affects the plants. On this soil that has seen countless death, that curious flower once started blooming. It requires fertile ground to grow to its full bloom, and there's no better source of life than humans. Alright. Pretty sure there's more to it because the brain flower can mind control the monsters that we fight, like the night lurches, Lord of the Flies, the prison guards. They don't mention anything about that. They don't mention anything about the mind control part. I mean, blood magic. The gift of the Grogoth to mankind. As his presence fades, so does his gift. I guess they don't know much about Grogoth's blood magic. Fellowship. I believe this is what they're called. The new gods that formed this. It is a term commonly used with a tale about the ascension of the current generation of new gods. Wait, that's it? Aren't you going to talk about yourselves? And how you formed a fellowship to try to change mankind because you were sick of the old gods? Nothing about that? Okay. Greater scheme is next. I have no idea what this pertains to, but very curious. You only come to realize the greater scheme of things as you ascend to become a new god. So I guess they are in that position. Time is a cycle, as cliche as that sounds. You're not going to talk about your own position in this? You're not going to mention the greater scheme of things that you see? Really? Oh well. Green hue. The hue that emanates from the true Mahabir, the plane of the elder gods. And we've seen that they're like the little circles that are like a pit, and there's like a little green light just bursting out of them. And that's also in Mahabir past, where the Lady of the Moon emerges from. Join you. This is not the time and place for such. The throne of ascension is located somewhere else. This is not the place that you need to come for an interview to become a new god, alright? You gotta go somewhere else for this. Whether you're worthy of the ascension or not remains to be seen. Yeah, right? Guess that's that. Next question. Life. This is such a vague question. Life. Men and women are born to suffer. No matter what your pursuits are, humans are never content. That's something that Pocket Cat would say. Now that I think about it, the new gods seem pretty content with just sitting here not doing anything and just sharing knowledge with us and just living their life, not doing anything. It's like a very zen type of lifestyle, so I guess they aren't actually hypocrites. They are themselves not looking for something greater. Anyways, next one's love. Love. Love is something that is unique to every person. Love can take many shapes. Do you feel love, Mr. New God? You could form love on your own, or it can form on its own between multiple people. But that's it? You don't wanna tell us about your love life? Alright. I was kind of looking forward to that juicy gossip. Love magic. The gift Sylvian left for mankind. Love from her perspective. Okay, I guess that's like blood magic and love magic, and they didn't talk much about it at all. All right, Termina. The Festival of Termina is an event arranged by the older gods. To our knowledge, the moon god is often involved in this puzzling jubilee. I'm pretty sure the moon god is... I'm pretty sure you're going to see the moon god in Termina because it's just mentioned so many times here. We do not understand the underlying meaning behind this festival, but in short, it is a free-for-all battle royale, if you will, between multiple contestants. Alright, so everyone just fights it out? Supposedly, there's a grand prize waiting at the end. You don't know what it is? Oh, that's unfortunate. And that covers the other section of the questions, and then there's still a lot left. Now we're going to move on to the enemies in this game, starting with Assassin Spectre. Assassin Spectre. He traveled far from the east just to stop the spreading of the inevitable darkness. His iron will manifests in his blade even to this day. That's like the Yugugutsu warrior. They got to be related. Alright, next one is Ballista. I think this one relates to the Ballista Guard. Overwhelming physical strength and endless lust that is only weakened by their loneliness and manifests in their final form. Oh, is it saying that the prison guards start off with a meat cleaver and then finally they move on to the ballista? Is that what it's saying? I have no idea. Alright, next one is going to be Black Witch. He is a human. Oh, it's a he! Then why is it called a witch? Can a male be a witch? I didn't know that. Anyways, he's a human that was lost to blood magic. The darkness has had its way with him. He is but a slave to Gorgoroth. It is true, I didn't hear the Black Witch just keep murmuring about Gorgoroth. Next one's Butterfly. The poor creature wants to get the gift of the god of the depths. He was once persuaded by the king of the insects. Needless to say that his pursuits are in vain. Well, he did eventually fly. Once we took down the third organ, I think it was assumed that he was able to finally get his goal of flying. Oh geez, I can't spell blight at all. There we go, blight. Before men, the lizard men roamed as the dominating life form. Like us, they too desire to ascend higher. What remains of those ancient times are the forms. Ah, so lizard men evolved to blight. Interesting. They do. No. You're right. It makes sense because the pterodactyl, the T-Rex, they do kind of resemble the lizardmen. Or is it just talking about the dinosaur age and then the lizardmen age, but except it's backwards because the lizardmen came first in this. No. It all makes sense. My bad. I'm just talking gibberish. Body snatcher. Oops. Here we go. Body Snatcher. The wretched being was locked behind the sealed door when he was looting the dungeon from valuables. He turned on the god of depths for salvation. Body Snatcher. He was looting valuables. Why is he called the Body Snatcher then? Shouldn't he be called the Loot Snatcher? Interesting. Next up is the Cave Dweller. Primal and savage beings, the poor souls were once stuck in the black because of a cave-in. And that's all you have to say about it? Wow. Are they that insignificant to you? Right, how about Cave Gnome? They have to be even more insignificant, right? Cave Gnome. The little halflings given birth by the cave mother, even their mother think little of them and uses them to do their dirty work. Damn, the Cave Gnome got even more words than the Cave Dwellers. That's sad. The Cave Mother should be getting a lot of context here. Cave Mother. Cave Mother, a being who has stayed in the darkness for too long. It longs for humankind to pregnate her. Ah! Is that what I wanted? Ugh. Next one's going to be the Crow Mauler. All I know about the Crow Mauler is that he used to be a captain of some sorts and then something happened. So I'm curious who that captain even was in the first place. Hopefully we get that context here. Crow Mauler. No, what? Did I spell it wrong? Okay, there we go. Crow Mauler. He was set on purifying the dungeon from filth and deprivement. Little did he know that he would become a part of the Black himself. That's all? Aw, man. Darkness. Only traces of the older gods remain in this plane of existence. Najra has been able to bend a powerful being under his will. Oh, he's talking about the big beast that we first see when we first meet Najra. So I guess he's called the Darkness, the beast under Najra's control. Next one's going to be Elite Guard. The Elite Guards who served the Kingdom of Rondon, or at the least, served while still retaining their sanity. They carry 2 red feathers on their helmets to signify their rank. Do they? White feather of an eagle is given to the squires when they start their military service. Once the feather changes its colors to red because all the blood is absorbed on the battlefield, that's when the squire becomes a knight. Ooh, wow. That's really cool, but also pretty gruesome. That's how the tradition originates, at least. The tradition has become more civilized as time goes on. Yeah, I'm sure. These days you only need to dip the feather to a bloodstain of your opponent to rise in ranks. Oh, so you can kind of cheese it, kind of cheat it. I see. Okay, next one, we're going to do the disgusting one called Embryo. Embryo. Beltiel, the Enlightened One, has succumbed to fleshy delights with his own creations. Embryos are the bastardizations that came from that act. You got that right. Beltail was sick. Just kept trying to create life. Ugh. Gonna ask about the ghouls. I think the ghouls are just people that were just trapped in this dungeon. Just regular people. No one really significant, I guess. Ghoul. Those whose physical and mental fortitude couldn't handle the ever-pressing darkness, they lost their mind. But how did they get here? Like, that all makes sense, but how did they get here? They're not gonna answer it. Alright, keep it pushing with the questions. Guard. Overwhelming physical strength and endless lust that is only weakened by their loneliness. It manifests in their final form. So they become like that just because of the darkness? They were regular guards and now they become mutated guards. Raider Blight. This is the big T-Rex dinosaur thing that attacked us in the void. Greater Blight. You know, I'm kind of surprised that they're not like, how do you know about the Greater Blight? Because the Greater Blight can only be fought in the void. And when I asked about the void, it's like, oh, how did you know about the void? So I'm surprised they're not shook about me asking about the blights. Anyways, before men, the lizard men roamed as dominating life form. Like us, they too desired to ascend higher. What remains of those ancient times in the forms. Greater Blight is something that rivals the powers of the new gods, even in this day and age. Really? In what way? It's just massive and has a lot of physical strength. You guys can probably do better. You guys have magic, don't you? It is truly curious how powerful those ancient relics were in their true prime. Interesting. Damn. So he's saying the Greater Blight is as strong as his new god. But we took down a Greater Blight, so, like, easily. So I guess we can take down one of these new gods if we wanted to. Greater Mumbler. Creations of the Black. Once a Mumbler develops a consciousness, it can finally break free from the restraints of the God of Depths. Or is it more like consciousness or enlightenment? It's hard to tell. These creatures don't function in the same way as humans do. No longer tied to be just a mindless servant of the God, no one knows their true ambitions. You have 2 questions left. What am I doing? I don't need to read that. Harvestman. Harvestman. Unable to satisfy the need of his victims, he resorts to more violent ways of pleasure. What? What is he trying to satisfy? And that's it? That's all you're going to tell us? Come on. Okay, next one's going to be Hound. Hound. Francois, the dominating one, has trained the hunting hounds to harass all those who trespass his domain. He named them after the mythical beast Jagajaw. And the hounds do have an attack called Jagajaw Bite, and so does Moonless. Those mindless beasts only taste the blood of their victim in their mouths. That is all they know. How does Francois keep them... How does he, like, control them to make sure that they don't attack him? I guess he is the dominating one, so he has a lot of control in different ways. Like, that's what I mean. Like, these gods should be able to control things. Like, a god should probably be able to control the blights, maybe even a greater blight. So I don't know why they're like, oh, it rivals the strength of a new god. But you can control brutes, no problem. Anyways, human hydra. Whoopsie. There we go. Human hydra. The remaining guards of the forest, they try to save themselves with an act of love. Oh, I see. So they try to do like a little, like a Wolfman kind of festival, and they failed. And you just get a bunch of humans mangled together. Okay, next one, Iron Shakespeare. Oh, I need to be careful how I spell this. Okay, so Shakespeare, is that how you spell it? Please? No! I'm gonna try capitalizing it. Yes, there it is. As things started to succumb, sometimes you have to capitalize, sometimes you need to do lowercase. I don't know. As things started to succumb to chaos in the dungeons of fear and hunger, he was sent from the kingdom of Rondon for aid. In short, he too lost his mind. Now he tries to guard the area to his last breath from anyone who sets foot to the fortress. What is he? Like, is he a human? Because he's rather huge for a human. I guess he's got to be a human, because look at the size of the guards, look at the size of the elite guard, they're like massive. So he too must have like mutated into a large being like that. Okay, next one's going to be the Night Spectre. So this is the thing that was Nostradamus' bodyguard for his laboratory. So I wonder if that'll be mentioned as well. Night Spectre, the true of the old night. What? That's like the shortest one ever. You don't have anything else to say about that? Alright. How about Lizardmen? Whoops. Lizardmen. Long ago, before men took the dungeons as their own, there dwelled a different race in the black. I guess nothing else to say about that. Still more than Night Spectre. Okay, next one's going to be Lord of the Flies. I believe these are the servants of Valtail, and they're just trying to snatch people up for Valtail's experiment. Valtail, the Enlightened One, in his attempts to understand the secrets of life, he accidentally created this being, and we saw them in the tank, and that's how he's creating them. So I guess they were just accidents. Next one's going to be Lizard Mage. So this is the thing that formed, or this is a marriage performed by a lizard man and the yellow mage. Lizard Mage. No. Okay, try this. Lizard Mage, please. There we go. An act of love between a lizardman and a yellow mage. The being that came from the act seems to share the intelligence of both worlds. However, it does not know for certain which tribe it truly belongs to. Thus, it wanders the darkness alone. Yeah, there's no way the lizardmen will accept it. The yellow wizardmen will also accept that you just can't fit in anywhere. You just gotta go on your own. You're an outcast. Maneba. They came from the green hue. Even we don't know their true purpose. They manifest around around sickness and dead carcasses. That's true. In the second floor, there's a bunch of dead carcasses, and there's like so many of them. And also, there's a lot by the Lady of the Moon, because there's a green hue. I guess that's where they come from. Next one's going to be Moonless Guard. These are the things that look like guards, but with just giant gaping mouths. An act of love between a cave wolf and a guard. Oh! Is that what this is? Interesting. And that's all you have to say about it? I mean, that does answer... It does tell me something I didn't know. That's nice. Bumbler is the next one. Bumbler. Creations of the black and the darkness had its way with the countless of victims. They are fully erect despite being left untouched for decades. What? What do you mean? They're erect? I didn't see them. I didn't see any erections. Moonless. A lone cave wolf who was once driven away from her pack because of her superior strength. What? That's a weird reason to drive her away. The black has its way of changing the nature of wolves. Oh, so it was a regular wolf and then it was changed. But how was it able to retain any semblance of friendliness and non-hostility? Is it because we just fed her meat? Should we just feed meat to everyone else just to make them friendly? In that case, there's something special about Moonless because the others don't work the same way as her. Okay, so the next one's going to be the Miner Spectre. Those are the ones that are encountered in level 5 mines, and they're just ghosts floating about, and they can do the rune attack, and they hit you, you age by 1, and if they hit you 3 times, you die of a heart attack. Miner Spectre. Those ghastly figures are but echoes of the people that dwelled those dungeons before. Many of them saw it end when the current reign of the dungeons ended just a brief time ago. How do you become a spectre? Like, what is the requirement to do that? I'm kind of curious. Molded. So these are the things that we saw in the void. Molded. The miserable creation that is but a mockery of human beings. It is a simple being created by a new god that once existed who was trying to achieve the power of the older gods with limited understanding. Nameless figurine. Nameless. The fool has traveled wide and far, but has gotten no wiser. And as usual, that's all I have to say about it. Next up is Night Lunch, or sorry, Night Lurch. No! Oh my god, I pressed Z. Okay, let's try this again. Night Lurch, please. Oh my god, it's the capitalization. Okay, I'm gonna try lowercase l. Please work. There we go. He was once sentenced to the prisons. He used to lust to hurt women. Now he's an epitome of his perversions. Alright. Interesting. I don't really have an opinion on that. Right, old knight. A virtuous knight who was on a path to the black of the dungeons. He's the one guarding Nosramis, right? He met the alchemist Nosramis on his way down, who saved his life. The old knight decided to serve Nosramis for his lifetime and beyond. Beyond makes sense why he has a spectre. Okay, wow. Interesting. Dark priest, I think this is what it's referring to. Priest. The priests came for the pilgrimage to the dungeons. They are worshippers of both new and older gods. So I believe the older gods referring to Gorgoroth. Oh no, Almir. I don't know any priests that serve the new ones. Who would they be serving? Francois, Sylvian. Oh no, Sylvian's not an old god. What am I saying? Next up is the Green Man. Just kidding, there's no such thing. It's the Red Man. Red Man. He who suffered the torture of the Tormented One for hundreds of years. With every passing year, its pain grows stronger. I guess he's like a giant. I guess he's the giant dude that was skinned completely. I'm not quite sure why they're like so massive. Like no human is that big. What the hell is this? Ronteal? Never heard of this. Ronteal, a being that lurks in the shadows. Different tales about Ronteal have been passed on many generations. It is said that Ronteal appears first in the nightmares, only to fuel his or her materialization to the physical world with fear it instills. So Freddy Krueger? I have no idea what this. Let me look this up. Oh, there's a Wikipedia page for Ronteal, and it shows up in Termina, so it does not show up in this game. Oh. Alright. Salmon Snake. An ancient being that swims in the underground waterways. There are many human legends which mention this beast as well. Alright, nothing else to say about that. Next up, Scarab. Scarab. Men are wicked. Condensed wickedness can manifest in many ways. Scarabs are there to remind us of this. And that's it. Wow, it just leaves you wanting to know more knowledge. Skeleton. Skeleton. A simple reanimated skeleton. Their necromancy needs to be stronger in them to animate mere dust and bones. Thus, their strength is also greater than ghouls. That I agree with. They can wield stronger weapons. I don't even know if ghouls can equip anything. And that's why there's only like 3 of them in this game. 3 skeletons versus like lots and lots of ghouls. Next up is the granny herself. A myth passed on by the wild men of the north, those who live in Oldegard and its surrounding areas. So this is actually related to Outlander. Outlander is from Oldegard, and I guess it's his people's myth. The myth, if typically told to new generations as a cautionary tale on what happens if you abandon your family and leave for greener pastures. So I guess that's what happened with Granny. The black is set to creep from the dark corners of your home cabin, slowly nibbling the form of your beloved ones. What? So the granny was just minding her own business and then black just nibbled her loved ones? The creature is of course just a myth, but the tale lives on strong in the consciousness of the northern folk, and often in nightmares, the creatures has a vivid presence. Wow, that was very detailed. I like that. Next up, Uterus. Valtail the Enlightened One created many forms of life for many different purposes. Uterus serves as a purpose too, and every night Valtail would summon one of them to his quarters. Ah! He's probably gonna be reading the Bible with them on his bed, naked. Yes, that's probably it. Alright, next up is gonna be the White Angel. White Angel. Oh my god, I can't capitalize the A. There we go, lowercase a. White Angel. A manifestation of your grudge during your stay in the dungeon. Is it? It's got no face. It's got like its heart out. I'm not quite sure how this is a manifestation. It's got like guillotine or axe like hands. I'm not quite sure. Next up is going to be a character called the Woodsman. I've never encountered him in this game. However, I looked up online and he does have a Wikipedia page about him, and it's for Termina. So he appears in Termina. A poor soul that got distracted by the ever-looming trickster moon god. Yeah, this is completely, like, I'm not going to understand any of this. I have no context. Even we are not sure if his appendage grew to have a life of its own, or if it was a parasite that made the malformation even more severe. Yeah, there's not enough details for me to comprehend what this guy's about. Yellow Mage. Yellow Mage. Pupils of the Najra the Destroyer. They use the strength of the Gorgoroth to their master's advantage. Makes sense. Guess they don't have a lot to say about him. You're gonna try Nasra? Nasra, the previous new god who held the libraries of his own after the great Batil. How Batil fell for the pathetic tricks Nasra pulled against him is complete mystery to us. Nasra was not content with what we have here. That miserable worm. I'd be careful, Mr. New God. Nasra is right with us. He's listening to you as you're speaking. The old fool. Be careful. I'd be careful. His mind was weak. He just keeps insulting him. His body was weak, and most of all, he couldn't hold his own against the pressure this place has on people. Without reason, he used to sodomize everyone who stood in his way. That is how he desired to spend his days instead of the true godhood we have here. Damn, this guy is just like, oh, look at us. We have it so nice in this godhood grand hall area. We're just sitting there twiddling our thumbs, insulting Najra. Oh! Speak of the devil. He's actually speaking. Najra is speaking up. He's had enough of this. Enough. That's more than enough, you filthy maggots. That is how I gave up my pathetic golden crown of the new gods. Are you kidding me? Maggots, swimming in their own vomit. Yeah, basically, it does seem like they're just kind of like a circle jerk, like, look at us, we have it so nice here, yeah. It does seem like they're just swimming in their own vomit. Nazra spits on the ground aggressively. Tuh. New God says, you are still alive. Somewhat. Nazra the half-man. Nazra says, Nazra the half-man from the east? Better half than Chris. Oh my god! Damn! You should have listened to what I said. You shouldn't have insulted Nazra while we're listening. Or while he's here. Nazra, so this is what a burnt god smells like. Disgusting! Damn, what a Chad. Everything about your miserable existence reeks rotten. Nazra spits on the crisp body of the new god. Damn, what a savage. Does he have anything to say about this? Nazra? One more... okay, nothing else. That's unfortunate. I guess that's why Nazra didn't really want to become a new god. He knew that he would become one of these people. And it makes sense that why he diverged from that path. So that was the last questions I'm going to ask because on the Wikipedia, I've exhausted all the things.